What's going on, guys? It's your boy Serar, and welcome back to another episode of Serar's Fishing School. Today, I want to talk to you guys about tournaments. This is by far the most frequently asked question that I get when I tell people that I fish competitively. I always get asked, well, what is a fishing tournament like, Andrew? So, the way I want to break down tournaments to you today is in two different ways. I like to tell people that tournament fishing is 50% mental and 50% physical. So to start, I'm going to tell you guys kind of the general way that tournaments go and explain the physical part of it through my explanation. So the beginning of the tournament actually starts the week before your actual tournament day. Many professional anglers do what's called pre-fishing. Now, pre-fishing is, just like it says, going out before the tournament and fishing the lake to see where the best spots are, what the best baits are, and so on and so forth. Now, before I go any further, let me give you guys a quick rundown on the typical tournament format. Typical tournament format before you get to the true professional level is a 1 or 2 day tournament where you're fishing for an 8 hour period of time during the day, and the goal is to catch the 5 biggest bass over 12 inches because that's a pretty standard minimum length. Now, if you have 5 fish in your boat already, but you catch one that's bigger than one of the 5 that you have, you can do what's called culling, which is take your smallest fish out of your boat, throw them back into the water, put the bigger one in there, and now your weight has increased for your biggest 5 fish. All right, so back to the tournament timeline. Typically, throughout that week between your pre-fish and the tournament, you are just thinking about what you want to do. You've kind of determined what the lake looks like. You've determined what baits work and don't work, areas that work and don't work. Now it's time to put together your rigs. If you have a boat, making sure you put your boat together, get gas in it, make sure the batteries are charged, all your tackles ready, all your baits are tied, all your snacks and your lunch and drinks are all ready to go. Once you're prepped for the tournament, it's time to go to bed and get ready for your alarm to wake you up at around 4 o'clock in the morning. So you wake up at 4, get yourself ready, grab the boat and truck, and drive to the lake. Once you get to the lake, you're going to be met by a line of other boats ready to go. Go over there, check in with your tournament director, person who's just overseeing the tournament, making sure everybody's checked in, all the fishermen. Then it's time to launch the boat and get fishing. So now for 8 hours, you are standing on a boat, driving around, trying to figure out how to get the biggest 5 fish that you can. And then you come back in around 3:30, 4 o'clock, put the boat back on the trailer, and it's time for weigh-in. Weigh-in takes another hour or so. You see where you end up, then you head back home, unpack all your stuff, and fall asleep. And a lot of times in 2 day tournaments, you wake up and do it all over again. So I'm sure as you guys can see physically, it's a very demanding thing to actually do tournament style fishing. But what a lot of people underestimate is the mental side of tournament fishing as well. Competitive fishing is very taxing mentally. And the reason for that is because throughout the day, you have an idea of where you need to be and where you should be in the leaderboard based off what you have in the boat. So if you aren't catching fish, your mind starts scrambling trying to figure out, what do I need to change? How do I catch more fish? And tournament fishing is very diverse as well, where there are some tournaments where if you just catch 5 fish over 12 inches, you'll probably win the tournament. And there's other tournaments where if you just catch 5 small fish and that's it, you're probably going to be in the bottom of the leaderboard. So mentally, you are constantly thinking when you're out there about where am I? What do I need to do? Is there a way I can catch more fish? Should I keep doing this? Should I switch it up? Do I need to switch colors? Do I need to switch spots? There are a million pieces of information that you can use to go and catch fish, but you'll only think of 100 of them while you're out on the water. So that's where that pre-fishing comes in, where you can narrow it down early so that you have a much better idea of where you're supposed to be at once you actually get to tournament day. So that's the general breakdown of tournament fishing, at least for bass and at the more amateur level, not at the professional level. So now what I want to do is kind of imitate what it's like to be in a tournament. And to do that, I created my own little tournament in Fishing Planet. The goal is to catch spotted bass on just artificial baits. We're not doing any live bait here. And it's just catch as many as you can, total weight in an hour's duration. Tournament starts in about an hour, so I will be back and I'll kind of walk you through the mindset that I have. Dude, my heart's actually racing right now. This is a really tight tournament. I think I need one. I think I need one in this last minute to win. This is why I said I don't care if you have 5 minutes left. Fish your heart out. There's one. That's the one. That's a bass too. Oh my goodness.